friends, thanks for joining me. Well, we're back to square one with the hats. I started this series with the journal with my little tiny hat, and then you saw my green hat, well, it's kind of a teal hat, it's beautiful, my sister gave it to me, and then you saw the black one that the lady gave me at a party because I had complimented her on it. Well, this hat also has a story. My daughter, oh, it's on backwards. My daughter, when my daughter was in marching band, one year we did the theme Wizard of Oz, and I think that's right. No, it wasn't Wizard of Oz. It was something like that. So at any rate, when I would go to her band events, I always used to like to dress up a little bit, and I was famous for having tiny hats. So I spotted this, and we actually in the band, one of the characters was the witch with the green face and all that, and so I thought the green hat was perfect. So at any rate, I wish I could remember the name of that theme that they had that year. It wasn't Wizard of Oz, but it was something like that. At any rate, so here we are, back to square one with our hats. Each hat has a story. So I wanted to thank you for coming along for this journey with this Halloween journal. It has been fantastic. I can't wait to get it out into the mail to its new owner. And today is the final flip through, so thank you so much for joining along. I'm so grateful for everybody who sent ephemera to create this journal, and I'm grateful to everybody who participated in my giveaway, and I sincerely have to give each and every one of you a sincere thanks. So once we're done with this journal, then we're going to start on the mermaid journal for our other winner. All right, friends, here is the journal, and I apologize that you can see the legs of my camera, but I've had to change a few things just so that we could get the whole journal into the camera frame. And so this is just how it has to be. So let me introduce you. This is going to be Tony's journal from Creative Chica Halls. She won this handmade journal in my Road to 2K giveaway. And real quick, I just have to thank you all. I have reached 2K, and that is thanks to you guys. Also, I did reach the hours I needed for monetization, so I want to thank you all for that as well. And there are some people that I need to give specific shout outs to, and I will be doing that coming up, but that is for another video, and I think I want to have a little fun with that as well. Well, let's get to the journal, because that is why you are here. So let me break this down for you. During my giveaway, people sent me ephemera in the theme of a journal that they might like me to make. And whoops. And we had a tie. We had a Halloween journal, and then we have a mermaid journal, which I have not made yet. Now, and I'm sorry, I'm being a little clumsy because I'm actually sitting on the floor to be able to film this, so it's a little awkward for me, but this is what we had to do, okay? All right, now let's talk about the cover real quick. First of all, Leanna sent me this precious tassel, so of course I had to use it on the journal. So this is the tassel for the journal, which I think is great. Now down here we have I think it's a handmade flower, and this was sent to me, I do believe this was sent to me by Dale of Not Too Shabby Chic. I have taken the cover and layered it, so we have fabric on here that I sewed onto the cover. Then I sewed a napkin, and that was the skull here, was actually from a napkin. And then over top of that, I sewed this white, very sheer fabric, and then went around everything, sewed lace onto it. So that's what we have for the cover. And here's the spine. I showed it to you briefly as I was flipping it around, but that came out pretty cool. And then here's the back. And I do wish that you guys could feel this, because it's fabric, and it's very, it's not crushed velvet, but it's almost like that. And I wish you could see it, but look at the sheen on that. Isn't that fantastic? So this has a very luxurious feel to it, and I really like that. Whoops, let me get our tassel over here where it belongs. So that is the outside of the journal. Let's go ahead and open it up. This journal has 3 signatures. Now the first page was so gorgeous. It's this purple paper with this velvet design on it, and it's so pretty I did not want to do anything to it. And there are a couple in here that are like that. Here we have the opposite side of the scrapbook paper, and I thought that was great, and you could write on that with a white gel pen or a black pen. Here we have, you guys saw me make this in one of the videos. This is the wedding couple. Covered it with some mesh fabric and then attached that to my black dyed paper, which was really fun to make. Now on the opposite side of that, here's the other hinge, and you guys saw me put that together, and I attached a button and just some fabric cascading down. In this pocket we have a tag that was gifted to me by Tina. Well, that was given to me in the giveaway by Tina McCall. And then some of my gray dyed paper. This journal has plenty of space for writing, and it also has plenty of space if you want to use this as a scrapbook, Tony. You could add photographs to it and then jot down your memory. Here on the fabric tab, which was given to me, the fabric was given to me by Yvonne, I attached this bat charm with a bulb pin, and actually a while back Pam of Pamela's Creations gifted me this bat charm. Here we've got our vintage picture. I got this out of a vintage book. Here is the ruffle. It's a paper ruffle, and I added the leaf and then some fabric and then this lace that goes across. And these are vintage bank statements that I cut and attached here in a cascading way. And then this was given to me by Tina. I'm not going to remember everything that everybody gave me in perfect order, but I'll try to mention it. This is a piece of my green and black dyed paper. I had so much fun making that. That was just a blast. Here's a piece given to me by Leanna of It's a Deal, and actually in this ribbon as well. This is Happy Halloween. So here, you guys were with me when we created this belly band with the spider and the web and then the chain. I just love how that turned out. Tucked under that we have some journaling cards. This one has a leaf on it. And some eco-dyed paper here. And then a nice big recipe. And then, Tony, you could use the recipe, you could donate the recipe, you could put a picture on the recipe, because that's sort of that's the sort of thing we do with the junk journals. We turn the page. This is one of my favorites. I absolutely love this. I love the purple and the purple flowers, and I love the spiders and the spider webs, and then we've added some lace here and a black button. It almost has a sort of spooky Victorian feel, so I really like that. And then we've got, this is just from a vintage home design magazine, so I just popped that in there. That's sort of the fun about junk journals, is that you add old things to it, and it's just kind of neat. This nice big tag, you can flip this open and write on it, and then there's some writing space on the back as well. And then this tag has some flat backs. I think these flat backs were given to me by Mimi with Love. Another piece of my eco-dyed paper here. We have a Tim Holtz guy. This is it's a sheet of vintage music paper. You can see it's smaller than the other pages. I took and added, well, there's an envelope on this side, and then this is the front of the envelope, and then I just embellished it with a little spider that I drew on there. Have some cascading mesh, a wooden button, and then tucked in the front of that envelope are 2 cards, and these were given to me by Diane of Crafting with Fury. Love them, love them. And here's our little Tim Holtz guy. We flip that over, you can see the vintage music paper, and then you see this envelope, and this was given to me by V. Wills about a year ago. And then inside of that is another one of the cards that were given to me by Diane of Crafting with Fury. Over here we have a pocket, and we have just sort of this old world photograph, and then we have this nice big picture of an ant, and inside is some writing space, and it's creepy, so that's why it's in the journal. And then we just have a piece of vintage book in the Dutch language. And use your imagination. You can use that while you're creating something. You can use it for writing space, you can use it for photograph space. Just use your imagination and have fun with it. That's what junk journaling is all about. Alright, so on this one we've got a card that flips. You can see that actually this paper under here, this was given to me by Annie Creates, and I layered on top a leaf and some fabric and a button, and this opens this way. And then this card, this was given to me by one of our entries. If I'm recalling correctly, this card was given to me by Suzanne Reid, and I think I got that right. My apologies. I should probably stop saying who gave me what, because I'm so afraid I'm gonna mix something up. Here's a card over here. Love this image. Actually, this image was taken from a digital kit by Studio 28E, and I love this image. And this flips open for writing. Over here we've got a fabric tab, and on it is a gray pumpkin. Sorry, I have glue on my fingers, guys. Is a gray pumpkin on a bulb pin, and that was given to me by Pamela's Creations. So that one I know for sure. Here we have some old, it's vintage fabric that I dyed gray black. You saw that in one of my videos. And then I have paired it up with this vintage notebook paper, sort of notebook paper, and it already had writing on it, so I left that on there, so I thought that was great. I did not coffee dye this. This was naturally colored just from age. Over here, we have a nice little belly band on this music sheet. So the music sheet isn't as big. So I kind of like that some pages are bigger than others. We have another recipe card. We have a piece of paper. This is vintage also, and it says appeals and grievances, and I just thought that was a fun thing to add to the journal. And then we have a tag that I made, and with that fabric that Yvonne gave me, and then some fabric that Leanna gave me, and I had these leaves in my stash. These images were given to me by Diane of Crafting with Fury. This is the other side of my eco-dyed paper. This was from the kit from Studio 28E. Alright, so here we have a paper clip, and it's just holding this journaling card. And then this whole page is blank so that you can do whatever you want with it, really. This is some scrap paper that was given to me by Kathy of Kathy's Favorite Things. And on top of that, we have this tag, but it opens this way, so that's a little bit of a trick. And then inside the pocket and tab, I put this postcard, and then we've got this, and this is from an October vintage magazine, and it's showing Pennsylvania, and then there's a grave marker there, and I just thought that that was, you know, completely appropriate for a Halloween journal. Over here we have a little tiny pocket on some of my dyed paper and a little ephemera there. All the steampunk ephemera was given to me by Diane of Crafting with Fury. So this I love. We have a horizontal belly band here, and then I've got my little tab to hold the tag in place, and I love it because it's got spiders on it. You know, I used to be really afraid of spiders, and then I just decided I wasn't going to be afraid of them anymore, and so I'm not. So we have just some nice plain scrapbook paper here with a fabric. Actually, it's a ribbon tab. Now when we open this up, on the other side we have a belly band, and I have some fabrics cascading down, and there's a button attached here. And if we take these out, you can see the paper, which is pretty cool looking. And what we've got here is a magazine. Well, no, this is sort of a magazine, but it's got recipes in it. So I just added that in there. And then we have another page from the vintage magazine. And when we open it up, we have some writing space, and I've layered it here. So there's lots of journaling space. It was a Southern Living, I believe, was the magazine that I took those fall pages out of. A lot of the pages have the tabs made from the ribbon. So that was our first signature. Now, oh, and also on our first signature, I usually forget to show these off, so I'm going to show it now, is one of our little dangles. So I sew my books in with wax thread, and so I've got a bead and, well, two beads, and then the center bead is a green skull, and that was given to me by V. Wills of V. Will Designs also. Alright, so here we've got this weeping lady, and there's a leaf, and here we have a nice vintage envelope, and then inside of that vintage envelope is this ephemera. and this is a vintage library card. This ephemera card here was given to me by Tina McCall. Here we have just a nice decorated page. This is green. It's got this velvety feel to it. I did the little side tuck thing with the bottom piece, the bottom tab. Now this was a postcard and it was a statue and this young man was naked. So I went ahead and I put a napkin over it so it just looks different and spooky. Over here we've got my dyed paper with some of my eco dyed paper. I added this cute sticker, and this sticker and all the little stickers like that, those were given to me by Yvonne B. Thank you, Yvonne. That flips open like that, and then this flips over like this. And then we have this anatomy here. This was given to me about a year ago by my friend V Will Designs also, so you can write in that. I put that next to this one because this is a skeleton, and so I thought that worked really well. Here we've got a nice side pocket with several layers of stuff going on. Some of my gray paper, this nice sparkly pumpkin, some fabric layers, some cascading tool, and then inside the pocket is this nice big beautiful envelope, and I've got some of my coffee dyed paper in one of the flaps, and then in the other flap I've got, what did I put in here? I put in some lined paper and then a book written in the Dutch language. Well, a book page, I should say, and not a book. So over here, I think you guys were with me when I made this. We have the vintage music paper with the badger, and he's trying to attack that snake. Then we've got this fabric horizontal belly band with this fun tag, and it looks like the skeleton's trying to get a splinter out of his foot, so that just amuses me. That is also from Studio 28E, her Halloween kit. Some of my black dyed paper, and then another tag from Tina McCall, and then that tucks up here, and then I have this photograph that I used, and that photograph was given to me by Rosemary of Rosemary You Rock Arts. Thank you, Rosemary. We have a nice little piece of fabric here. I'm trying not to get my arm in front of the lighting. I don't want to create additional shadows. We already have some shadows going on. So here's a vintage envelope, and I added the colorful bag to it, and you open it up and there's some squiggly lines that you can write on if you wanted, or you could just cover that with a photo, do whatever you want with it. Then I added another bulb pin with this little ghost charm. I do believe that Pamela's Creations gave me that a while back as well. So we've got our tags here. There's a tag here. A lot of you guys saw Leanna when she did the VR for me, and she made these, and I was trying not to peek, and I saw them and I was just so excited about it because they're just so stinking cute. This page has 3 pockets. So in the center pocket I have another photo, vintage photo, and I sewed some tulle over top of it. I think the effect is pretty neat, and so we have popped that here in this middle pocket. And on this pocket we see another shiny little sticker, and that was from Yvonne, and so cute. Oh, another one here from Yvonne as well. We have got some eco-dyed paper here. It's very grungy, very grungy. We have a nice piece of paper here, and you can flip it up, and you can flip that up, so you can put some secret journaling in there if you wanted to, you know, whatever. This I like. I really do like this. I've got this gray lace. That was from Leanna, as was the bat. I had the fabric in my stash, but this is from a book, and this, I'm going to read this to you. It says, "In memory of the Princess Elizabeth, daughter of Charles I, who died at Carlsbrook Castle on Sunday, September 19th, 1650, and is interred beneath the," I think it says, "channel of this church," or something like that. And it goes on to say more, but I just wanted to read it out. That's what the image is. And then we have this nice tag, and most of this was given to me by Diane Crafting with Fury. I love the chandelier on this page. I absolutely love it.
This is the center spread of the center spread of the second signature, and we have this pumpkin here, and then we have 2 black beads and a skull, and the pumpkin and the skull were given to me by my friend V. Wills. So when we turn that, we have this fun and wonderful green fabric. I just love it. I do believe that was given to me by Carol, of Recrafted by Carol. I put some gray lace on the bottom, and then on the top there's this velvety paper, and then a skull. And actually, I think you guys might have seen me build this page in one of the videos, or at least some of it. Eco-dyed paper. So here's the page that we built that had, or has, 3 pockets. So we've got the small pocket here. So we took a playing card and made a pocket, and then added a, not a playing card, but a little, what do we call those? Flashcards. And then we had our black cardstock, so we added the second pocket. This gorgeous, gorgeous tag. I love it so much. Mystical Misty gave me this gorgeous tag. The rest of the ephemera that she gave me I'm actually using in another fall journal. So, but I did snag this piece for this journal. It's just so pretty. So that was in the second pocket. The third pocket is a page from a book, and this lady is a little bit sad, and the man next to her looks like he might be trying to console her, but looks a little bit like he's not sure how to do that. So we have this nice big tag and plenty of writing space on the back. Love the candelabra here. This paper was just such a lucky find at the thrift store. I just couldn't even believe it, and I really enjoyed working with it. Some of my black dyed paper with some fabric here just hanging there. Vintage music paper with an image on it, and I went around that with some bright orange, well, I should say deep orange marker to distress it. Here is a little belly band here. Great little stickers and pieces given to me by Yvonne B. So thank you for that, Yvonne. We have a rat tag here, and then we have another tag given to me by Diane, Crafting with Fury. Here is the piece that I did, I don't know what it's called, but with the spaces for the 3 pockets. So I just stuffed them with tags. I had gone over it with a napkin after, I think once I installed it, I went over it with the napkin. I think that's what I did, but I can't remember 100%. So we'll just pop these little tags right back in. And another sticker given by Yvonne. On this page, we took one of the bags that Leanna gave, and we decorated it with lace and a leaf. But you can open this up, and you can draw inside, you can write inside, you can put a photo inside, whatever you want to do. Some of my Halloween paper. Over here is kind of a fun page. We have an envelope. You open that up, and it is stuffed with some paper for writing. This envelope was covered in, fabric was sewed onto it, and some lace was sewed onto it, and there's also some half-back gems here. Here we had some cardstock, and I put some fabric here, and then some more sheer fabric, and then you flip that open, and then you have some green eco-dyed paper that you can write on. Here we have the other side of one of the fun bags, and if you flip that up, you've got some journaling space. Here we have a nice side pocket. I embellished it with some fabric and a button. And then if we take this out, we have some goodies to write on. Here's a nice little simple tag. Here is a page from that Southern Living magazine, and it was October edition, and plenty of journal space in there. We are into the 3rd signature now. I like this spread as well. I think because it's got the crow and it's got the purple. I really do love the purple so much. So since there was a crow here, or a raven, whatever, whichever it is, I think that looks like a crow. But this card is of a raven, and you can journal on that or do whatever you want to it. And then we have a nice piece of magazine ephemera here. We strengthened the edge of it with a piece of, not cardstock, but the scrapbook paper. You can see this nice fabric sort of just cascading down, and this half back. That was given to me by Kathy of Kathy's Favorite Things, and she made those by hand. She told me once how she did that. I think they're really cool. Here we have another postcard, and it's kind of weird, kind of, I would definitely not use it anything but a Halloween journal, so that works. Got another sticker from Yvonne here. This is a piece of my eco-dyed paper. I think it's so cool. Look how different there's one side of it, and then this side is just much more calm, but you can see the doily here that I had laid on it. Here we just have a nice page with, it's got beetles on it, but then we have 2 pages of writing space, and this is vintage paper, lace and a pumpkin, and a nice fabric tab here. Here we have another vintage envelope. I drew some spiders, like I drew a spider here, and then I drew some underneath the window. We've got some mesh here. We have a web here. This is dated November 7th, 1988. I have coffee dyed it. Inside are papers to write on. Over here we've got this big web that Leanna sent to me, and I turned it into a pocket, and I can pull this tag out like this, and then that can be journaled on, actually both sides because there's lines on that side. So if you use a white gel pen, you could write on it. So I thought that was kind of fun to just sort of tuck that in there, and then I drew a little spider with my white gel pen. Over here's the other side of the coffee dyed paper. I hope you can see, it's a robust journal, and so it might be a little bit hard to see. I'll try to get my hand under there so that I can angle it so that the camera will pick it up. But I do love this because it's a raven, and it's got this fabric and this brown button, and then this tag can be pulled up like that. So I think that's pretty neat. I love doing the belly bands like that. It's just a nice change so they're not just down the center of a page every time. Alright, so here I think you can see this one just fine. Let me make sure. Okay, there we go. This is a belly band in the center of the page, and we've got this picture, and I went over it with the white mesh, and we have a nice silver bat here, and then we have just this nice big tag. Just really simple. I left it so that Tony could do what she wanted. If she wanted to decorate it, she could. If she wanted to write in it or put a photo in it, she could. Just sort of wanted to leave it blank for her. And then here's a piece of the gray dyed paper. She could even put this in there if she wanted to. I wanted to leave some space for some creative freedom. It is definitely a complete journal, and really no changes are needed. However, you know, I like for her to make it her own, and if she wants to add stuff or change stuff, she can be free to do that. Here's a piece of fabric here with the mesh, and another piece of fabric, just sort of nice layers. Oh yeah, let me hold it so that maybe you guys can see it. Yeah, because that's quite at an angle, isn't it? There we go. This is a side pocket. These people are laying here in the graveyard and they're kissing. And then I have our little tab down here with a purple button. And then inside we've got a tag. And then we have another, but I think, how did I do this? Oh yeah, okay. So this is the front, and then this is the back, and this is a vintage score sheet, but it could be journaled on or whatever. And then that just goes in here like this, and then I pop this in here like this. Of course, all of this can be moved around to a way that Tony, however she would like it, you know, or she can take some of that and put it in other projects, whatever she wants to do. Black paper, vintage music paper with a nice skull there. This says Boogie Nights, and I think that is so funny. I love it. So over here we just have a nice page with some spiders, but I do have one of these new, oops, let me scooch it up so you can see it. I'm going to zoom in on this so you can see it, but I used a clothespin, and I put the skull and the bead on there and then attached it with fabric. I absolutely love doing this. I've been doing that lately, and I just think it's so fun. So here we have a nice little side pocket. Going to try to hold it up for you guys. So we have our ephemera from Crafting with Fury. We have a juicing recipe card, and then we have our twin. I think these are twins. They might not be. They might just be sisters. But you were with me, I think, when we covered this with mesh. Just sewed that on there, and that is vintage. Over here on this page, we just have this nice simple flap. I drew the white lines on there, and then over here, I took a vintage card. This was probably in the Southern Living magazine, actually. I attached some black cardstock, and then over top of that I put Suzanne Reid's entry, and I love it. It looks great, and I love it too because it has a crow or a raven on there. And then, yeah, this is the one I love so much too because it's got the eyeball in the center of the flower, and I just think that is so stinking fun. And we just popped it in this pocket here. This paper is awesome because it's purple with the black velvety feel. And then this is the center spread of the third signature, and then here are the dangles, and I think those are kind of cool looking. Cute little sticker given to me by Yvonne. Oh yeah, and something you guys didn't see, I had this chain, I had this just out because I was thinking about using it. So I attached it with a little tiny safety pin, and then I just attached it to the fabric and then to this bulb pin down here. And so it's just kind of flapping around, but I just love it. This is the other side of, let's see, this is another spider sheet. Yeah, okay. So here are more spiders. Hopefully you can see that. Oh, let me hold this. It's really got a little crooked there, didn't it? Okay, because I'm on the floor and I'm just like all over the place. So I have a nice bright orange, not clothespin, but paper clip, and I made those a while back. I did a video on that for Tassel Tuesday. So we've got a little piece of paper with some ephemera on top, just for journaling. And then I pulled this out of a magazine. It says gardening, but they're definitely fall colors. This might have been the Southern Living too, and I added some writing space in there. So these just tuck right into this small belly band on this vintage music paper. On the opposite side, we have some horizontal tucks with little tabs to hold the tags in place. This, can you see? Hold on, let me hold this like I was. Okay. So this is a little kitty on a pumpkin, and then that was part of the Studio 28E Halloween kit. And then this tag was given to me by Diane Crafting with Fury. Here we have a nice big flashcard. I just thought that was sort of fun. And then over here we have another flippy piece that can be written on. Here we have just a nice belly band. I think you guys were with me when I made that in one of the videos. There were 3 process videos, I think 3, maybe 4, 3 or 4. Anyways, and some of my gray dyed paper. This journal was just so fun to make, and I so enjoyed using the things that you guys sent me. It was just so fun, and I just think that adds so much love to a journal when you use things that people give you. So here I've used a recipe card as a tab, and then under that I put another one of the juice cards, and I just inked around the edges. Here we have a nice horizontal belly band and a nice big tag. This pumpkin paper here was given to me by Annie of Annie Creates, and the paper that it's mounted on, as you can see, they're gears, and that was given to me by Diane Crafting with Fury. All the big sparkly ones were given to me by Leanna of It's a Deal. This is the one, I think you guys were with me. We just took some of my gray paper and adhered that to the sheet. I inked the edges with black marker. A lot of the tabs, or if they're fabric, that was given to me by Yvonne B. And then the ribbon was given to me by Leanna. Now on this page, this is a pretty cool page. I had this orange, sort of orangey yellow paper. You guys have probably seen that a lot. It was a popular paper pad, and I was thinking, geez, when am I ever going to use it? But I found a place to use it, and it's just perfect. Added some lace, added some material here. So we have a Tim Holtz lady, and she is popped up, and then you can open that up and write on it. And then this one flips like that. And we have the other side of our eco-dyed paper just with some vintage bank statements to write on because I left the lines available for writing. This is just a nice big pocket that can be written on and a nice big tag. And here is the very last page, and it is lined paper with a spider in the corner and our skull and crossbones. This is the back. Before I send this off to Tony, I will go ahead and put my nameplate here so that it is signed by me. That is it, my friends. I hope that you have enjoyed seeing this monster Halloween journal. And friends, thank you so much for following along and playing along and joining my giveaway. It's just been so much fun. So stay tuned for the mermaid journal that will be going to Susan's heartstrings. Friends, again, thank you so much. I'm going to get this wrapped up and into the mail. Thanks for watching. See you soon.